I wasn't sure what was happening, but I know now that it was a hot flash.
We do have a special guest, and this is so exciting. Angeliquea Passaglia, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You wrote a book called Here Comes Menopause.
Yes. Secretly, I'm excited when I come home and a plan is dead.
What the fuck?
So we slept in Deldado's driveway
God.
overnight. I've peed my pants, and I never thought that that would happen.
Meko and Randy really introduced Chris and I to wine. You and Mike are the reason it has become a financial burden.
It's an investment.
All right, and ready, set, action.
I love that new tradition.
hello.
I'll get your microphone up.
Can anybody hear me? Listeners out there.
We have a special guest.
We do have a special guest, and this is so exciting. My very dear friend. I met you, 19 years ago because
Yes.
my baby is about to be 19.
Yes.
Angeliquea Passaglia, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And your full name is Angeliquea.
Yes.
Which is so pretty.
Thank
so
you.
pretty.
It's my mom's fault.
Yeah.
And then I married the Italian. It wasn't nearly as bad until I married him.
Yeah.
No, it is
It's
a
like
very
you just
long
got
name.
off the boat.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I love it.
Angeliquea Passaglia. Here she is.
Yeah.
But the best is Chris called them Passaglia for years.
For years.
Oh, that's
Yes.
right.
Yes.
I think
Like as a joke?
No, because he didn't know how to pronounce it. Well, it's Italian. The G is silent.
Yeah.
So he just
Yes.
called it Passaglia. And it's an A, it's not an I. So I'm like, I don't even know where the ig came from.
I don't know. When I first met him, I asked him how to pronounce his name, and he said it didn't matter. That was his.
Well, we've never been corrected until all of a sudden our child was like, I just don't feel like that's how you pronounce your last name.
No, we don't correct people.
Yeah. And Mike's like, it's not. And Chris is like, what? Huh? What do you mean?
You've been saying your name wrong for 15 years?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, it's so great.
That's awesome.
So, but welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to the
I
show.
appreciate
So
you guys
excited that
having
you're
me.
So
here.
glad you're here.
Me too.
And you are the perfect guest because you fit our demographic. And that is because you wrote a book called Here Comes Menopause.
Yes.
This is where applause would go in, Kelsey. Right here. Yeah.
I'll give it to us.
Yeah. And look how cute your cover is.
Thank you.
It's
I
so
love
cute.
it.
So explain your props in your book.
Okay, so
Cover.
originally I had the thought that I would be like stepping on the words of menopause.
Okay.
That we have overcome, the hot flashes and the low sex drive and all the lovely things, the weight gain, all the things. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to be holding a fan because hot flashes are like,
They're no joke.
yes, and everyone understands at our age
Right.
what holding a fan next to you
Yes.
means, or
Yeah.
like opening up a refrigerator. That was also my other thought. I was like, oh, I could be doing like opening up like a freezer and the
Yeah.
cold air coming at me.
yeah.
But then like taking that picture physically it had its problems. And then I thought, what other thing could I be doing? And throwing tampons away would be,
Yeah.
we're done with these.
Yeah. Yep.
This is over. And then as I was working with my photographer, we were having a lot of fun with this, and she's like, I actually like it just like this. Like, we don't need to be putting the words in there. And so
Okay.
that's how this was evolved into this.
I
Yes.
love it. I love the color. I love everything.
Thank you.
Here comes menopause, finding the funny and hot flashes, mood swings, and the mystery chin hairs. So much to
Nobody
look forward
likes
to.
those.
No one warns you.
No, which is the entire point of my book.
Right.
Well, what
Yes.
inspired you to write it?
So I have always just felt like I wanted to write a book, and I wasn't really sure of the topic. And during the time I was going through menopause, the start of it anyway, I just started journaling about it, and it just sort of came to be.
Okay.
Yes, and I'm like, oh, this is what I was meant to write a book about.
Have you always been a writer or a journaler?
It journaled, but not
Yeah.
a writer.
Yeah. Well, that's a writer.
That's true.
You know,
I didn't think of it
to
that
journal
way.
every night is
Yes.
you're writing.
Okay, not every night. Usually
Or
when something
whatever.
happened
Yeah,
where I was
yeah.
frustrated.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
form
do
of
enjoy
therapy.
journaling. It sort of it gives me perspective.
Right.
You know, when you can put it on a piece of paper and go, oh, okay.
Then it doesn't have to live in your head.
Yes.
It can just be there.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So did you just have notebooks and notepads and everything just laying around?
I
every
don't,
time?
but
Oh.
I've in the past I
Okay.
did. Well, you introduced me to something that was really cool that you could write and erase it.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that years ago?
Yes.
Yes. So then Then
it
I was
I forget what they're called, but then they have the QR code.
yes, so you can
And you take a
save
picture of it and like you store all your notes.
Oh.
It's like an Amazon thing.
It's a journal, like electronic journal. Is that what you mean?
Wait, what's that? It's like
Is it like
paper
Evernote?
Snapchat.
Is
Oh,
paper,
really?
Yeah. You know who
Okay.
introduced me to it? Is it Addie, who was Alex's college roommate that went to Arizona with us when the girls were in high school? Maddie.
Yeah.
We went to an Amazon store and she's like, oh, I've been wanting one of these. And I'm
Yes.
like, this is brilliant.
Right.
Oh, I
Well,
know
then you were at
exactly
our
what you're talking
house.
about. Yeah.
I was at
And I
your
would have
house probably
all those-
2 months later.
I had all those
Yeah.
notebooks, and you're like, "What are you doing? Have you heard of this?
Yeah.
Give me your Amazon."
Yeah.
And then it showed up at my house, and that it did change my life. In
Yeah.
fact, I bought it for everybody: my niece, my other niece.
Yeah, and then it just
my
keeps
son.
everything
Yes.
digitally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So, because I was very much like a writer downer.
Yeah.
Now I'm a straight typer.
Yes.
But yeah, so I actually have a few of those.
Yes.
Yeah, piled in my office of all the shit that has come from our other building. I love that you went in there and you're like, this can't be your office. Like, this is not you at all. And I was like, no, I literally live in a storage unit.
I was in shock.
Things just
Oh,
get
her
piled
office?
in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm like, just put it on the floor in my office.
I knew
It's
for sure
fine.
it was Chris's office.
Oh.
No,
Oh.
no,
Yeah.
it's mine. No, and I probably just need like
You need to grill
weekend.
it up.
I need to grill it up. Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal Wendy's because she has a window and she's only here one day a week, so
Oh,
that's
okay.
happening. I just need to.
Is this when Wendy finds out?
Yeah, really.
I talked to Wendy about it.
Oh, yeah. A window
Surprise!
would be nice. Right.
Kelsey has a nicer office chair than I do, so Kelsey's last day in office, she's going remote, is Friday. So I'm letting her keep it until her last day.
And then she'll gift it to you.
Yeah, I get the chair, and maybe that's a goal for next week. No, it's graduation. I'll be a little consumed and very, very sad, but
Yes.
yeah.
Maybe it's a job for when she goes to college.
Yes.
That's a good time to wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be, yes.
Yeah.
Next week,
So-
we don't have to do much.
Well, I have like the walkthrough at the elementary school on Monday.
Oh.
Yeah, and then Tuesday in the evening is like the awards thing.
Yeah,
but I'm
we
sure
have that.
and then we film. Oh, and then after the awards thing, we have a show at the Center of the Arts. We're going to see Ain't Too Proud. So I have a very busy Tuesday.
Okay.
But
And then
Friday's their
Wednesday's
last day of
graduate.
school.
Friday's our
Yeah.
last day of school, and Evie's too. Yeah. So
Yeah. We have just Tuesday and then Wednesday.
Yeah.
But we're first. So we just have to show up for the
Yes.
graduation, right?
Yeah. So, and I'm making grandparents come to my house early because I'm like, I love you all, but she's only going to want to take pictures with her friends. She'll barely take pictures with us.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
That's
let's
smart.
do all of that early ahead of time.
Yeah.
So that we have
Well,
those
they'll
memories.
want to watch all that anyway. Like all
So,
the girls.
All the girls
taking
getting
pictures.
together.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's very cute. They'll have fun.
So, all right. So I loved reading your book because reading it, I could hear your voice the whole time because you have a very distinct voice. So, and you are a lighthearted, fun-loving person. And I think what's funny about our friendship is that when we all hang out as a group, your husband calls me the big toe and you the pinky toe because you are always just the go with the flow chick.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. I think we kind of talked a little bit about that. I like that position.
Yeah.
No matter, Mike calls me the sidecar.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, just go
Just along for the ride.
Not everybody wants to lead.
Yeah, I
Sometimes I
don't.
don't want to be in charge. Yeah.
I have enough stuff to lead about.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No, but when I don't want to lead, people are like, well, I thought you were going to make the reservation.
Yeah, what's
I thought you
happening?"
were going to do this. Well, I was like, all right, well, step aside, fuckers. I'm getting on it.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it.
So, all right. So in your book, you called your period Aunt Rose. Did you always call it Aunt Rose?
So my sister-in-law, so I met her when I did not always call it Aunt Rose, but when I met my sister-in-law, I was about 16 or 17 years old. She called it that. And
Instead of Aunt Flo.
Yeah,
yes.
because I always called it Aunt Flo.
Yes, so I called it Aunt Flo, and then she called it Aunt Rose, and then
Okay.
it became Aunt Rose. So
I mean, it's a little bit more incognito than Aunt Flo.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, so that's where that came from.
yeah.
That's funny. That's cute. Boys would make fun of you less, probably, with Aunt Rose versus
Aunt Flo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we definitely believe in the fact that it should be okay to talk about your period because we have it every month
Yes.
for what?
Years.
25 years?
Yes.
You
Or
know?
more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez. I had mine in 11.
Depends.
I'm going to be 45. So yeah, a long fucking time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
month.
Every month.
Or more.
Every single month. Or
Depending
more.
on-
Yes.
yes.
Yeah. No, I agree. I have no problem talking about it.
So
Or any of that.
when did you feel menopause creeping in?
I felt it about 45.
Okay.
And I was in complete denial that that's what was actually happening. I was really, I knew I had cancer. That's what it was.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like I self-diagnosed. Like it wasn't.
It wasn't cancer?
No, it was just menopause.
Oh. Well, a lot of people think that so I know this one woman who thought she was going through menopause and she was actually pregnant. Yeah.
Oh my God, how old was she?
40s.
So
late
there are
40s.
some times because when you start going through menopause
Yeah.
and you don't have your period, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Not now. This would be bad.
Right.
And then no, you're just old.
You're just old.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so she just thought,
Yeah, no,
I'm
there's-
going through menopause.
there's
And you're
times where I
oh, you're
thought-
pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
No, that would be
No.
awful.
Yeah. No,
Don't even tell me it's a miracle from God because that is just no.
That's a lot.
I mean, that's what you have to say, right?
Well, you have
Well,
to.
You
no.
have to.
Yeah.
It's the miracle child, and
Yeah.
Even though you're gonna be 100 when they're like
I know,
5.
I know. Mike and I actually, I think I was early 40s, and the kids were out of the house. Well, kinda. And,
Yeah.
and we're like, we should have a baby now. This seems like a great idea. And I went to the doctor, and they went to telling me all about like the things. Like basically, it was called a geriatric pregnancy,
Right.
Yeah.
Which sounds not
It
good.
doesn't sound nice.
No.
And it's not even that old to be a geriatric.
No, and I
100%.
think they keep lowering the years too. But then there was all this disclosure of all these horrible medical problems that could go on, and then there's also death.
Yeah.
Like,
Also, they only have data from how many years ago,
Right.
right?
Yes.
So now we're living healthier lives. We're
Right.
living longer.
yes,
And biologically, your age could shift.
true,
depending,
very true. Well,
right?
men can father babies into their 90s, right?
whenever.
It's,
Yes.
yeah, it's never a big deal.
And your biological age can be so much younger than your chronological age
Correct.
because of you can actually reverse the effects on your genes.
Right.
So I don't see why theoretically you could get pregnant later in life. and be
Yes.
totally healthy.
Correct.
It's just a misconception because I think the medical community, they just look at like a number
Right.
to a number.
Right.
And just say your eggs are old.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they
Yes.
could be old, but you could
Yeah.
also get pregnant.
Yeah, you totally could. Yeah. We
Okay, I'm
obviously
trying
we
to
decided against it.
I'm trying to picture you and Mike because at this point you would probably have like a 10-year-old.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope. Don't see it.
No, I know.
Especially because you are such jet setters. I never know where in the world you are.
I know. We need. To
Well,
just,
you wouldn't be.
Right. No,
you would not be.
No.
Right now you'd be at a soccer tournament.
I wouldn't be.
Right.
Very true. Very true. Yes.
Yes, I wouldn't be because you can't put a baby in boarding, right? Because that's where my dogs go.
Or you're like, we're boarding our baby this weekend.
Will you take the baby
it's
too?
called a nanny.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that was very much a part of our no decision. It
Yeah.
wasn't just that
It was
we
probably
were-
wise.
Yeah, and it's a lot. It's hard to lose your kids to them going off and having their own lives, but it's
Yeah.
after you're done grieving, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
like there's a rediscovery of your relationship that you guys didn't have before. You get to walk around naked all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good stuff. And at the drop of the hat, you want to go to Napa? Yeah,
Yeah,
I do.
let's
There's
go.
no.
Well, that's really easy for you guys because it's like 45 minutes away.
It's easier for us. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
which is
boarding the
amazing.
dogs.
Just boarding the dogs.
Just
I
boarding
know.
the
I
dog.
do toy with that. Like, do I want another dog or not?
Okay, so when Charlie passed away last year, we got a puppy, and he's super cute, and he has a lot of Charlie personalities, which was kind of hard for me because Charlie was like my soul
Your
dog.
dog, yeah.
Totally. And this dog, he has been boarded from 4 days after we picked him up. Like, we're the worst people ever. He's always there, and every time we drop him off, he's so excited. He's like, they love me here. Yes, absolutely. He loves it there. It's like,
That's so cute. Well, you
But-
found a good boarder.
we did. I don't. The
I
less,
know.
The less
The less
animals, the less
dogs.
plants. I think that's my goal if I could just
Yeah.
stick to it. But I'm a big softie, like a little puppy. I'm like,
Oh my
okay.
God, I know. Okay, so I just ordered all new plants for my front pots from Amazon that are
the
like
fake ones.
UV
Yeah.
protective. Yes, I hate that shit. Like, I don't enjoy it. I'm not good at it. I don't know what to pick it out. And I want it to look nice, but I don't want to maintain it.
Yes.
And that's my only solution.
Did they come yet?
Not yet.
Okay. I'm just curious to see like how
Well,
realistic
Tammy
they
has them all at her house,
Oh,
and they look
yeah,
so
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, I want
Our
to see
friend does.
those.
Yeah, they look real. In fact, they look so real that her landscaper was like, "You really need to trim your hedges," and she's like, "They're fake."
Wait, the outside ones are fake?
And they're like, "You have insects or whatever on your plants." She's like, "They're fake. Who cares?"
Yeah. So just spray 'em
And they
with
thought they were
bug
going to
killer.
spray it.
Oh,
with
I'm
bug
looking that
killer.
up when we leave. Like,
Yeah.
I need that.
I do too. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to do yard work. I mean, I've never wanted to do yard work. I have a beautiful yard, but it's all my husband. It's not me. I
Yeah.
don't do anything.
I hate
But anyway,
yard
less
work.
maintenance.
Yes.
I'm all about
I
that.
like planting pots. I do like
Yeah, you
doing
do
flower
that.
pots. I do enjoy that. But as far as
Do
like
you like maintaining it though?
I like to go outside with a cup of coffee and like water all my stuff. But right now I'm trying to be very smart about how much money I spend on that. One, because it's gotten very expensive.
Yes.
And they cut down all those trees by my house. I have so many bunnies, so many
Oh,
deer.
they'll eat it?
Oh, my hostas have barely broken through the ground and
God.
nibbled to nubs. I'm
Will they grow
kind of
back?
pissed about it. Yeah, they'll grow back. I normally make this mixture. It's apple cider vinegar, cayenne pepper, dish soap, and water. And I spray it on everything and they stay away from it.
Okay.
Like even on the
and
plants.
it doesn't hurt your flowers.
It doesn't hurt your flowers or your plants at all. So, but it keeps them away. But if it rains, you have to be really good about going back out and spraying them
right.
down again. So, and I'm like, everything just broke the surface.
Yeah.
So I haven't done anything yet. And then we were outside on Mother's Day and I'm like, what the fuck? So I told Chris, I was like, you have to put a trail camera out here. Forget about like trying to track like what the deer are doing and all of that. I'm like, I need to see
for what?
because I want to see what's eating my hostas.
Oh, got it.
So, and then in front of my big living room windows in the front yard, all those hostas are nibbled up and gone. And the deer
They're hungry.
eat something else. So it's peonies and this weird cabbagey looking thing that grows by Chris's barn. I'm literally transplanting everything because I know that the deer don't eat it. I'm not spending money. I'm only doing transplanting in areas where I know they can walk
Do
up
the
and get
fake
to it.
stuff.
I was just going to say, there's a solution. The fake stuff.
There is a solution.
It does not look fake. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna come over.
Okay.
And check it out.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then
they're
send me a
supposed to be.
picture.
I will. I will text it to you. They're supposed to be UV protected, so they won't fade.
Yeah, no,
Right.
that's good.
And then also like weather protective or
Are they-
whatever.
Are they expensive?
No, I mean I got two things that go in pot. I don't know what they're called. They're purple. They were cute. They look like I don't know. They're round. And you shove them in your pot, and they're cute. I don't know. I'll let you know.
Okay, I
I'll
love
let
it.
you know.
I
No,
love
that
it.
would be
And
perfect.
there's no
I wanted some
watering.
color.
I'm actually secretly I'm excited when I come home and a plant is dead.
Yes.
One
Really?
less-
Like, yes, it's one less
yes.
thing.
Yes.
Oh, you were calling my plants in my house science experiments because I have like these glass bowls that have like living plants in them, and you can like see the root system in the glass bowl. But then this
right.
beautiful plant is
Are
like
they
out
like-
the top.
It reminded me of. Do you remember when you did the tomato or not the tomato? The
Oh,
potato,
the potato.
when you
Yeah,
were a kid.
No.
Yeah.
No, you didn't do.
I didn't do that.
You didn't. Okay, so it grows these little green things,
Oh,
right?
yes.
And then I forget what you do with it after.
But
that.
I get super geeked to transplant stuff. So like I have like a spider plant.
Yes.
So then I'll take like the little spider babies
Yeah.
and then I'll, plant
Yeah.
those
If you're
outside
into
or I
it,
gift it to people.
It's a great thing to do. I just don't know anything about it.
Yeah, if you don't enjoy it.
And
don't
my
super
mom was
enjoy
never
it.
into it, so I don't know. My grandma was, but my mom never was, so
Okay.
I never got that from her. Like, hey, let's go out and do stuff in the yard.
Well, as a child, that was kind of like torture because it was a chore.
Right. Yeah.
It was a thing when I had my own home.
Yeah,
Like
you got
I
into it.
wanted to have like the hanging baskets from the wraparound porch and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, I can see that.
yeah. That's
Cute.
also why I studied how to fold a perfect fitted sheet. And now I get super geeked to fold my laundry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a little
So
odd that way.
domesticated.
Yes. Oh, yes. Okay. So I was very interested in your book when you talked about the period bombs.
Yes,
Because I will tell you right now, friend,
it's coming.
It's bad.
this is where I'm at.
Oh, it's
So
those are
It is about every other, like my period's still very regular, but about every other period. I didn't have cramps for ages. I have cramps now.
Yeah.
And I will be sitting here doing my normal thing, very up to date on my hygiene situation down there. And all of a sudden I'll be like, what is going on?
Yes.
This is not okay.
Yes.
I need to excuse myself
Yeah.
and be like, where did I have a baby?
Yeah.
Yes. That's
That's the only way I can explain
yes.
it.
Right.
Yes. They're out of control. So many women that I know that are in this phase have gone through it. It does go away.
Yeah.
Yes, it does go away.
The problem is everybody's different. So it's not like you can give me a timeline.
No,
You
no,
know?
100%. No, everyone's journey through menopause is everyone's
different.
No, and you were put into menopause early.
Yeah.
You know, so that's not fair either.
No.
Yeah.
So
No.
everybody's
But it is a
different.
part of it. And from what obviously I'm not a doctor, but from
Yeah.
what I can tell from talking to other girls that are going through this that's the start. And that was, for me,
start
that was
to the end,
right?
That was the biggest start for me, was that. And then I was having these, I wasn't sure what was happening, but I know now that it was like a hot flash.
Okay.
But I had like these weird, like,
It's like electricity
Yes.
going through your body.
Yes.
It's the only way I can describe
yes.
it.
It was, and you're just
Like an inferno starting
right.
from
Yes.
within.
A little back here. You're like, I'm
Yes.
getting a little warm, but then maybe I'm dizzy or I have to throw up. I'm not 100% sure.
Maybe I have to shit my pants.
Right.
I don't know what's happening.
Yes. So the blood bombs and that were like the first two things that happened to me that I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
This is actually.
And it does get, have you had a hot flash yet?
I mean, I get hot, but sometimes I just don't know if I'm having like an inflammation issue. Because I can get just like really warm and
Right,
uncomfortable
yeah.
from that. But the way you explain the electricity and just that internal inferno,
Yes.
it's not really that.
Okay.
I had so
mean,
many
they could be
different,
different ways.
variations of them.
Yeah.
I mean, they morph from one to the other. And
I know you talk about in the book, and it's so funny. But before we get off blood bombs, because that's really awesome to talk about. So you were thinking about an ablation,
I was, yes.
and you know
because of that.
Well, I was almost talked into an ablation in my early 30s because my period was so outrageous. But that was an effect of Hashimoto's and celiac undiagnosed, and I had these crazy ass periods. So fast forward, I'm thankful I didn't have one.
Right.
Because my fear was we were still debating, do we have a baby? Do we not have another baby?
right.
Kylie was getting older, and then it's like, okay, we're not having a baby. But then, you know, Chris had a vasectomy, but he never got tested. We don't know if it really worked.
Right.
You know, all those things. And I'm like, oh, that would be my luck. I have an ablation randomly. You know, your thing didn't take. It just fixed itself, you know, by the grace of God. And I randomly get pregnant when I couldn't get pregnant for years.
Right.
But now it's never going to take because I had an ablation.
Right.
Like all these horrible things went
Yes.
through my head, and I was like, not doing it.
Yes.
Oh, I did it twice.
Really?
Twice?
Yes.
Why'd you have to do it twice?
Because my periods were so bad growing up. But turns out it was because I had a blood disorder and no undiagnosed.
Okay.
So I finally got diagnosed at like 35. And my hematologist was like, someone should have done this when you were like 16. I'm like, you think?
I know,
I
but
mean,
you
I went
lived
through
here.
a childbirth and I had a DNC because I had a late pregnancy. And I lived, thankfully, but they were like, God, you could have died.
Oh, that's
I'm like,
wild.
holy shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That
And so I just got an ablation because I was like, oh, they'll lessen the period, whatever.
Right.
Didn't help.
really. So I heard about that. Like women would tell me like it's not 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I heard women would tell me that the scar tissue was so bad that they're not, now they have actually pain down there.
Yeah.
And then I had women who tell me it was the best thing that they ever did.
Yeah. It's not awesome to recover from.
So I've heard that as well. Yeah.
I know.
it-
Was sex painful after that?
I don't
Or is it
remember.
like
I mean, I
so
had it
high
done.
up?
it's got to be so high.
It's
up.
so
Yeah.
high up.
I didn't
I'm
hear
sure I
anything
didn't
about
have
that.
sex for a very long time after
Yeah.
that.
So I have an old hairdresser who had it done, and it created so much scar tissue that it ended up that her body still wanted to like release some stuff
Yeah.
every month.
Yes.
But it couldn't get through. So it started to build up. Well, then it ended
my
up being like toxic inside her body, and she ended up having to go to the hospital.
I'm really glad.
So that was
it didn't
another
work out
reason
for
where
me.
I think I was in my debate situation at the
Yeah.
time, and I was like, okay, no,
Right.
not happening.
I could
Yeah.
probably figure out who her OB-GYN was.
Can you wine me, please?
Yes. You got the good stuff.
And maybe top me off.
I
too.
know.
Yeah, of
Since you
course.
got the
Right?
bottle.
Well, and it's so funny. Ange is on the podcast, and I know that you can't really drink too much today because you have shit to do today. But I'm like, Ange is here. I better bring 2 bottles.
Yes, girls.
Quick side story. Ange, Meko and Randy really introduced Chris and I to wine. You and Mike are the reason it has become a financial burden.
It's an investment.
Well, I remember when the first time we went wine tasting together, and then the
Yep.
next morning we woke up after just having the greatest.
Yeah.
And you said, I basically just spent my daughter's college tuition on wine.
Well, you just get talked into shit.
I know.
No, it wasn't our first time because our first time was like back in 2018. Like we went to like a couple of wineries. It was in 2021. You took us till Del Dotto. That is what I was like, oh my God.
That's just an experience all on
Yeah,
its own.
it
But
is.
Yeah,
We went there.
is.
It is.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
hard to get away from them too. Yeah. They can't stay
You've
away.
tried to leave.
I have.
And you guys are like master members there. Yeah.
Do you have a membership there?
So their membership is kind of fun. So there is no membership.
Uh-huh.
If
They
you
just want you to buy it.
spend a lot of money,
Right.
you're a member.
Sure.
So it doesn't
Of course.
really mean anything
Yeah.
except for you get a little bit of a discount when you spend a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
As
you
they
get
should.
invited to fun parties.
You do get, and they are fun. I mean, they're really
Yeah.
fun. They do a good job.
Yeah, and then Ange is the one that randomly just like goes like on a walkabout and then ends in like the owner's private cellar with a private party. And she's like, I don't even know how I ended up here, but this is so much fun. This wine is
You
fantastic.
did at Del Dotto?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God! Did they
Yes.
let you taste?
So they didn't know who we were.
You should have. You were like, we
No,
were
no,
invited.
no. It was awesome. So we were at like their backyard barbecue, and this is back when they had it at his residence. And so everyone was going into the tasting room, like dinner was over, and dinner was like fabulous, like barbecue lobster, barbecue
Ooh.
scallops. It's top notch. So after they've got, dancing and stuff in their the tasting room area.
Okay.
So everyone was going back in there. Well, I needed to use the restroom first. So we went to the restroom and we come back and everyone's gone. And we see this small group of people walking into like a basement, which is not abnormal for you guys. But
Yeah.
in California, nobody has a basement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like someone's getting killed,
Right.
tonight. Or sacrificed.
But there's wine. Let's go.
Yeah, right.
So Mike looks at me. He's like, what do you think's going on over there? I'm like, I don't know. Let's go just
Yeah.
check it out. So we just kind of followed in like we were part of the group. And they're busting. So we're in a wine cellar.
Yeah.
And it's fabulous. Like incredibly fabulous. I mean, I don't know how much I'm supposed to tell you about all of it.
It's probably like one of those places where you can't talk about it. Like you can go.
No
you can't
phones,
talk
no
about it.
cammers.
First
Oh
rule
my
of Fight
God.
Club.
Yes.
Don't talk
Yeah,
about
you
Fight
don't
Club.
talk about it.
Oh my God,
So
do you
we're-
think Del Dotto's part of the Illuminati?
Maybe. Or Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah, the
situation.
wine supplier
Yeah.
of the Illuminati.
So they're busting out all these. First of all, everyone's already drunk.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we should be drinking Tuesday wine, but they're busting out.
Yeah,
And the winemaker is there, and so we're just letting them fill our glasses. And Mike and I are like snapping selfies.
Yeah.
And like sending it to our friends that are in the dance.
Yeah, you're like, hi, poor people.
Yes.
We're in the cellar.
Yes. And then this one lady started asking my husband a lot of questions, like who we were. And Mike's like, oh, we're from the old country.
And that was the only sober lady that worked for Del Dotto, probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yes. So he's like, we got to go. We're like, right now, we got to get
We're
out of
getting
here.
busted.
Like, we're sneaking out. So we leave. Well, we're pretty intoxicated.
Yeah.
So we get into his car and both of us have our red wine in our hands.
Yeah.
And he looks at me and he's like, I think we should just like sleep in the car.
Yeah.
So we slept in Del Dotto's driveway
God.
overnight.
Overnight?
Yes. The next morning, our wine glasses were still on the floorboard full.
Oh, what a
Which
waste.
was really lovely.
Yeah. What a waste of a great glass of wine.
Oh, I'm sure it was so
breakfast.
amazing the next day. You guys drank it. Don't act like you dumped it out.
Oh,
I know you
Oh
too.
no, that was breakfast.
Yeah,
Of
100%.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So
As
yeah,
you should.
you're not wrong. We do end up in some weird places, but to give full credit, I think it's Mike that gets us into these positions. I don't know that it's that it's me.
No, I would say it's probably both of you.
I'm more of like the oops that happened kind of person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where Mike's like getting us into something.
It's not like you'd tell.
Right.
You'd just be like, okay, all right. I mean, he got me into it, but I'll go along.
Yeah. No, I think you just kind of, yeah. No, hey, you're a great sidecar. Right? And pinky toe, for sure. All right. So in your book, you talk a lot about like body changes and all that kind of stuff. And one of your big things was about weight gain during menopause.
Yes.
Give me the 411.
So, I mean, I've never been a big person, and I just started putting on weight. I've never been anyone who carried any weight in their stomach. And I've also never had to do abs. I always just had abs, and I'd brag about it vehemently because I just...
Because you could.
Because you could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I got to work on my butt, my arms, everything else, but my abs just...
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, there's this poof. And there's a creep of pounds. Like, it's the first 5, you're like, whatever, I deserve that. I've been eating terrible and drinking. But then it just kind of keeps coming on. And it's almost everything that you did before to take the weight off doesn't work anymore.
It doesn't work anymore.
No. And it's, you know what to do. You're doing some of it. And I also, to be truthful to myself, I think I work hard like I did in my 20s and 30s, but I don't really think I work as hard as I did.
I don't even think it matters.
Honestly,
I don't
honestly,
think
I
any
don't
of that
either.
shit matters. Like,
It's,
you know, like, I think it's just a natural occurrence that happens.
Yeah.
I feel like every woman that I talk to that goes through menopause has this menopause belly.
yes.
Well, your estrogen or lack of sits somewhere differently. It's not
It
your
does.
hips anymore. It's your stomach. Yeah.
Yes. Well, and your hormones are all jacked up.
Yes.
And then you're trying to lose weight on top of it.
Yeah.
So it is.
You
It is
could be
an
cutting calories. You could be
Yes.
working out like crazy, and
and
it'll
it's still
happen.
it comes on. And I did talk to my doctor about it, and she's like, yeah, it's probably gonna be hard for you.
Yeah. You're
Like
Rude. I
Sorry.
didn't do
Super
anything to
rude.
help you.
No,
So
no.
rude.
So it is coming on, and I try to give myself grace. I'm hard on myself. I don't like it. I don't feel comfortable, but it is what it is. I do really like these flowy shirts, though.
Well, you look great.
Well, you're very kind.
But I know internally, like I know when I gain 2 pounds, which always sounds ridiculous to
No,
everybody
I know.
else. But when you're shorter, I don't
Yes.
have 2 pounds to gain.
Right.
But I always feel like, you know, like
Feel a little
"Ooh,"
fluffy.
Feel it. Yeah.
Well, I talked about like I put these pants on today, and I'm like, well, these don't fit like they did in August, September. Like,
Right.
you know, but after spring break, like I was like, well, I worked so hard for spring break that now
Yes.
I'm like, oh. And then you put on your summer clothes and you're like, ooh, hey, we got to start working hard again, friends.
So I did kind of, I do always look at like people that are older than me and some of my friends that have already, they're past this.
Yeah.
But they're still doing a lot of the hormones that I'm doing. It does seem to, and I don't know if I'm just telling myself this or if it's real, but it does seem that there's a point that they start to get their older body back.
Well,
down
yeah,
the road.
especially if I think if you're able to have those hormones in your body,
Yeah.
like I take testosterone, nothing's stopping me from making sure that I can ease very slowly into menopause
Yes.
and be less affected than others who did this stuff after the fact.
Right.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah. And now they're actually talking about studies to give people HRT, hormone replacement therapy, in perimenopause versus waiting until after menopause.
Right.
Because it can help slow the side effects as well as like all the weight gain and everything that happens.
So I started in perimenopause, testosterone.
Okay.
So that was my first hormone.
Yeah, and
that
you
I started
did pellets,
taking.
right?
I
You said that in
did,
your
yes.
book,
And
yeah.
I'm still on pellets. I like them. They work for
Yeah.
me. But in fact, this past weekend, I was talking to a lady and we were at a conference and she walked up to me and a couple days prior, I had shared with her that I wrote my book and she had read it and she's like, well, I don't think she actually did read it, to be honest, because if she read it, we wouldn't have had this conversation.
Right.
But she comes up to me and she's like, I completely disagree with how you're doing hormones. This is how I do it. And
I feel like it's per person.
100%, and it is,
like
and that's
menopause.
kind of the message I tell people.
Agree to disagree.
Yes, that's exactly what I kept. And she was a little intoxicated, so I was like, I'm going to walk away from this conversation.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's just like when you took birth control.
Yeah.
There was different types of birth
Yeah.
controls. There was different
Exactly.
ways, but they all had hormones.
Yeah.
So go get on hormones. I don't care how you get them. You will feel better.
100%.
So the
I am
pellet-
on hormones and I am a breast cancer survivor. I should not be on them at all.
Right.
The studies have proven everything wrong that happened back when they did that whole clinical trial that said hormones are going to give you cancer.
Right.
The Women's Health Initiative.
Right.
It's been debunked.
Yes. And I've with some recent health stuff too. That's what my doctor told me. She's
and
like,
I
no,
went to I had to like argue with my gynecologist. She's like, I don't think you should do it. And I was like, well, you're not my body. And also, I don't have any estrogen. I had estrogen receptor positive breast cancer, which means it was all sucked out and gone. And the chemotherapy killed everything else. And so I need estrogen in order for my bones to be okay. And for my mind.
Definitely.
I felt like I was losing my mind. Just like mentally, I didn't feel very clear. I felt dumb. I felt like I couldn't think. I'd walk in a room and I'd be like, what am I doing? I still do that, but I mean.
Same.
Yeah.
So pellets, I don't know. Like, do you administer them yourself, or does your OB do it?
So I go to a doctor, and she owns a med spa. So she is a physician, and then kind of during COVID, she opened up her own med spa. I really like her. She's a couple years younger than I am.
She's probably very proactive.
Yeah, she is. Yeah. And so she was actually, I went to her office for other stuff, and there was a big sign. I was like, oh, this is what I need. And I had gone to my OBGYN, and there was zero help, no help at all. So I went into her for some other stuff, and we talked about it. And I'm like, definitely sign me up for this. And so that was just my first experience with hormones whatsoever. And so we did a blood test. And so what she does for the pellets is I go in every 90 days for my blood test.
Okay.
And then every 90 days I go in for the pellets. So first I go in for the blood test, and then 2 weeks later I go see her for my pellet appointment. And like I said, when I started, I was just on testosterone.
Okay. So are the pellets like administered vaginally?
Oh, good question. No, it's kind of in like your upper butt cheek hip area.
Okay, but then they like inject it into your booty.
So there's a little tiny hole.
Okay. Sub-Q, right?
Yes.
So it has to be subcutaneous fat.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's like the size of a race.
Yeah.
It's very tiny.
Okay. And they probably have to go in and in.
Yes.
I used to sell an injectable that was like a pellet.
Okay.
You had to go like in 90 degrees in and shoot it in.
She just numbs me up. It's 5 minutes. I'm in there for no time at all.
Okay.
She mixes her little scientific situation, and then while she's doing that, I'm getting numb, and then she puts them in there, and then you're out.
Okay.
A little Band-Aid on your butt, and you're good to go.
So like I give myself an injection every week.
Okay, so that was what this lady that I was talking to, she was like, this is the best way. I'm like,
so she goes to a concierge doctor, which is what I go to. And it started with my thyroid. And she knew my T was low. But she's like, we have to figure out your thyroid before we're going to do anything else to your body. Yeah. And then after a year, she's like, okay, now I feel comfortable. Now we can start treating this. So I haven't quite been on it for a year yet. But I mean, I notice a difference, right?
Good. You feel a lot better.
I feel a lot better. I would probably say after about 6 months, a weird brain fog started to lift.
Yeah.
Because for a man, if you go on and like testosterone injections, it's just a lot higher, like stronger dose, where I think their brain fog probably lifts quicker. Like for a woman, I feel like everything is just slower when you're trying to improve something.
And it takes time.
It did. Well, you want to know why it took so long? Because I was scared, even though she told me, like, you're not going to turn into Arnold Schwarzenegger. Right. I promise you.
Yes,
like your body's kind of already making it. You just need more.
You need more.
Yeah.
That I would only start with half the dose.
Right.
And then sometimes I would skip a week because I was scared. So it took over 6 months for me to finally get to a point where I'm like, okay, now I'm going to do exactly the dose that she wants me to do.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it was like, holy shit. Like I just lived in, I don't know, a cave, I guess.
Yeah. Well, my journey is I didn't even realize I felt the way I felt until I didn't feel that way anymore. And then all of a sudden I'm like, wow, I feel like
did Mike notice a difference?
Oh, huge difference.
Yeah. He said that in the book.
And he's so sweet. Like Katie knows he's an emotional guy. He talks about his emotions, and he really missed his wife. I was not there.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I literally had no idea that I wasn't being me. You're just trying to get through your day, right?
Yeah.
And you don't know why you don't feel good. I mean, I don't, during that time, I mean, I would say I wasn't happy, but there wasn't anything for me to be unhappy about.
Right. But you probably didn't know you felt that way until you were happy again.
Yes.
And then you go, oh, no shit.
Right. Like I used to be like, Mike would call me the happy tapper, like walking through the house.
Oh my God, yes.
And I wasn't that person. Or I'd be walking through the house like holding his hand or initiating sex. Like all of these things just disappeared in our life. And it was very hard on our relationship.
Yeah, it is. Because the intimacy that you have with your spouse is for them, like for my husband, it's like the connector.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then when that doesn't happen, or you just don't feel like doing it.
No.
You're like,
Yeah.
I don't, it's
Honestly,
not like I'm not attracted to you. I just don't feel like it.
No, it didn't even occur to me. Like, not at all.
And it hurts.
But that's the thing, is that it's nothing against them at all.
No, I look at them
Like,
and I'm
you
like,
are
damn,
just
you're hot,
different.
but yes.
Yeah.
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 Like, I just don't
It's
want to
me.
have sex.
It's not you,
Yeah.
it's me. It's totally me.
It's for the first time. It truly
It's
is me.
really, it is me. Usually it is you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But this
But
one
this-
particular reason.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right now, it really is me.
But
yes.
in the same token, like I 100% live in that space sometimes, but then sometimes it's just like when you like had a baby, right? You're like, I don't feel sexy. This is awful.
Yeah.
I've been like nursing, I have vomit on me or whatever, but you're looking at me like I'm fresh meat. Like,
Yeah.
all right, I'll throw you a bone.
Right.
Like, you deserve it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yes.
So, and I mean,
that's
I
part
know
of
that
it.
like a lot of women think that that's like unfair and not like a feminist attitude, but everything in marriage is give and take. So sometimes when you're not feeling it, it's okay to be like,
Well, I mean, so
Okay,
I put on
we
some
can
weight.
still do it.
I don't feel very sexy. I don't know what's going on with my body. I'm not very happy. Of course, I don't want to.
And you're tired.
Right. Yeah. Of course, I'm like not going to drop my clothes and have sex right now.
Well, I also saw this, it was a podcast or a clip maybe, and someone's like, okay, let's talk about women, menopausal, postmenopausal, and sex. Don't ever have sex right before you go to bed. That is like the worst time to have it. You're tired.
yeah.
Right.
You're not, I mean, do it some other time.
Right.
Oh
know?
yeah. No, I
Instead
kind of
of
have a
being
rule
in
like
that
if,
habit.
if I've got shit to do,
Yeah.
it's happening before noon. And if we're going out, like, and I have a couple of cocktails, yeah, you think we're still 25 and
Yeah.
that's going to make me like super sexy and
No, it makes
adventurous
me
later.
tired,
It's
actually.
not.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
not.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So we should probably just do this now before the makeup's on
Yes.
and
Right.
the hair's done.
Yeah. Right.
Like,
Yeah. Don't
My
touch
friend
my
Sherry
face.
says that. She has got a term for it, but it's like before dinner, have sex.
Yeah.
She's got like a little acronym for it.
Oh, you need to figure that
I'm
out
like,
because
oh,
I
that's
feel like
brilliant.
it's probably
Yeah,
pretty
because-
good.
Yeah,
True.
just get it over with before. Get it over
Get
with.
over it. Listen to us.
That's a horrible way to say it, and then you can't say that out loud because they'll get offended.
Right. Yes.
But
It's not get over it or get.
it's
get
just
it
I know
done.
later
It's
I'm gonna
just-
go to sleep on the way
Yeah,
home.
it's like how it's part of your relationship.
Yes.
No,
So
it
I
is a
remember-
connector.
Yeah,
It is.
I
It
remember
is.
one time I was, I had a to-do list. I do them all every day, but my to-do was like have sex. Randy's like, I am on your to-do list. I
Yes.
was like, you would rather be on it.
Okay, so
rather
we call
than
that fuck
off.
Frank with my girl circle. So my girlfriend Melanie, she was always like, I have to put it on the to-do list, and her husband's Frank. So that would fuck Frank.
That's really funny.
Yes, like laundry, fuck Frank. Go
Yeah.
to the grocery store, pick up the
He
kids.
was so offended. I remember he's like, I had to make your to-do list. I'm like, wouldn't you rather be on it than off?
Well, that's really funny. I've never put that on my to-do list, but I'll make a shopping list, and it will be like, milk, bread, all the things, and then Chris will put like blowjobs,
Yes,
yeah.
booby tassels,
Oh, we're
whatever.
married to the
and
same
I'm like,
human.
Yeah.
But then, like when Kylie got old enough to read, she would be like, Mom, I don't know what this is. And I'm like, we don't need to worry about that. But now when she sees it, because he still does it, like he thinks it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Right.
And now it's not a written shopping list like it used to be where I would have like a running list on the counter. It's the
And a
Echo.
text?
Well, it's the Echo thing.
right.
And it's like,
right.
Echo, add, jalapenos to my shopping list. So he'll be like, Echo, add. He'll just tell it to add like blowjobs and stuff to the shopping list. So then I'm at the grocery store and I'm like going through there and it's like miscellaneous.
Oh, I know, because it categorizes.
I
everything, yeah.
categorize
I
it.
did see this morning that you had 13 on your list. So I don't,
We should look when we
should
get
look
home
and see what it
to
is
see if
tonight.
blowjobs
Yeah.
on there.
How many,
Because that's
miscellaneous.
typically like what it says. Yeah.
ours is like date night, take me out to the show.
Oh,
They're
take
like,
no,
Yeah, for this show.
no, we're pretty
That's
simple.
cute.
We're pretty simple in my house.
Just get right down to it.
The good old fashioned blowing.
Brass tacks.
Okay, so I was really interested in your. Okay, but before we get to the med spa stuff, let's talk about all of your hot flashes. So when you were talking about all the different hot flashes that you had, as I'm reading this, I'm like, this is a good read, and it's an easy read, right?
Yes.
It's not overwhelming. It's not scientific. It's real life, authentic experiences. And if they weren't your own, it's somebody that you like trust to say that, you know, it was an experience.
Yes.
This should be a limited Netflix series. I think but humorous.
Yes. Yeah.
But yet educational.
Yes.
And when I say educational, so that when women watch it, and they're the ones watching Netflix, right?
Right.
That they are not alone. And this is happening.
Yes.
So if Netflix calls you because I said this, I would like a producer credit, please.
Absolutely. 100%. That would be incredible.
And I think that our generation talks about this way 100 times more openly than our moms ever
My
did.
mother never said anything.
No.
Nothing.
They
She never
barely said
complained
period.
about anything.
My mom never even talked to me about sex.
No.
I found it out from somebody
No, they
else.
were just like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Till you're
bad.
35.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
my mom said she didn't want to be a grandma. That was pretty much it.
Like, don't do it.
They actually might still think I'm a virgin, honestly.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's our generation. And I keep telling my daughters this. And I was like, you're welcome
Yes.
for being able to talk about this stuff openly and to
Yes.
deal with it with medication and
It's
to
a
not
big
go through
deal.
it. Because we are talking about it. We're the
Yes.
generation that brought it out.
Yeah.
Well, and there's a reason why at 50 something, we're looking at J-Lo and comparing it to what
Yes.
Betty White looked like
Yeah.
when she was
The
on,
same age.
you know,
Yeah.
Golden Girls, and they're the
Right.
same age,
Right.
right? The rules have changed.
Yes.
And it's because of science, it's because of hormones and all those things.
Yeah.
You know, so
And the fact that women can just do whatever the fuck they want.
right?
Yes.
But all I kept thinking about was like every chapter or like every section that had its new thing. I'm like, this is an episode. Like this is 100% an
Yeah, you
episode.
could totally do
and you need
that.
to have
They're
different
awesome.
women. You need to have J-Lo. You
yeah,
need to
everyone's
have
story.
You know,
Yes.
This is my perspective. Like sort of like at the end of Harry Met Sally.
Yes.
When they're like, we met on a park bench,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like their testimonial.
Right.
You could do that, and everyone.
well,
loves
yeah,
it.
like
idea.
episodes of Sex in the City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they used to do that where they would break the fourth wall, stare right into the camera, and like talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There's
That'd be cute.
several.
I'm
different-
manifesting it. I'm manifesting it so much that it's just like me wearing my golf sweater today.
Why are you golfing?
No, not at all. Not today. But I am manifesting that this is my summer to bring Katie's golf back.
Oh.
I used to be a pretty decent golfer. Then it became all about Kylie's golf. And we went golfing the other day, and I was like swinging and watching my elbow bend as I was going across. And I'm like, oh, I never used to do this. What is happening? Like, why is this happening right now? I feel like I have to
didn't
be
remember.
completely retrained.
That's okay.
You could just not golf.
No.
I enjoy it.
I kind
Even
of
when I suck balls, I
know.
enjoy it.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't.
But you
enjoy it
like to
anymore.
golf, don't you? You don't.
I mean, I used to. I've played since I was in college.
Okay.
And I don't love it anymore. I mean, the amount of holes that I want to play, max 6.
No, that's me too.
Max.
6 is good. I
Yeah.
mean, never 18, ever.
Never, barely 9.
But I
I'm
mean,
sore.
Well,
Yeah.
at our home course, 7 is an easy out back to the clubhouse.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so
if
you
you can
just
just
have
like
to do-
max
yeah,
it up
just
one more
and
hole,
5,
you have an
6
easy way
is
to
a
ditch.
long-
you can
Yeah.
pick your own rules.
Otherwise, you're ditching after 4 holes. Which
honestly,
you
after
know,
3,
happens.
when I first started after 3, I was actually done. Like the thought of 18 would like
Oh, that would barf.
slightly vomit.
when
my
I'm in a
mouth.
when
Yeah.
I'm in a groove, I love playing 18 holes.
Oh, I don't even think I've maybe once with Mike.
Oh, I played in a golf tournament last summer.
You
with my
did?
friend
I'm so
Aurelia.
proud of
Aurelia
you.
listens to the podcast. Love you, Aurelia. So yes, it was 3 9-hole tournaments in a day.
Holy cow.
So that's 27.
I played 27 holes of golf in one day.
That's
and the day
incredible.
before we played 18 holes. That was the most golf I've played in 24 hours that I probably had played in like months.
That's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
I'm
It was
really
a
proud of
lot
you.
of fun. And I was like, I almost wish I just had my ability from like circa 2018
It just all
to
came
play in
back.
it.
Yeah.
No, it didn't come back at all. I just had a good time.
The problem with golf is you can't get better until you play more of it.
That's
Right.
the thing.
And then you got to play more of it to get better.
Right.
And I just don't want to do either.
Okay.
but all
Right,
my
at this
spare
point.
time
At this point.
was following Kylie,
Right.
not
Yeah,
playing
'cause
my
you
own
were
golf.
golfing
Yeah.
before,
Yeah.
and then you weren't golfing anymore.
So now this is my summer to, because now she's not going to play competitively anymore. So she's like, I'll just golf with you. And I'm
but
like,
you were
nice.
playing
Yes.
tennis too,
oh, I used to love playing tennis.
and I heard you're really good.
Well, I haven't played it in a long time, but yes, I used to be a freaking killer at the net. Yes. Be warned when Katie Kiefer's up at the net.
Our tennis center is getting all new pickleball courts at the end of the indoor.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a huge pickleball tournament coming to Midland in, I think it's July.
Have you played?
I love, I played on the league.
Really?
I love it. I just pickleball.
Played for my very first time.
Yeah, I'm not very good. But
I was not good at all.
But it's
I
fun.
like it.
I like it. It's short. It's sweet. You got a partner.
My favorite part about it is
so
you can hit the ball really hard.
Yeah.
Because that's my bugaboo about tennis is I hit the ball and it's always out.
Oh, yeah.
But pickleball, you can hit it super hard.
And it doesn't go
very far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I like pickleball, but when you are used to tennis rules, it really fucks
it's
you up,
hard.
especially at the net where I like to slam the ball in your face.
And you can't do it in the kitchen.
That's right.
My kids play. So my older daughter's home for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks with us. Now 2 weeks only. And she has been playing every day and making her sister go play with her. And they just pick up people to play.
Yeah.
Because she plays in a league at school. So she's like, oh yeah, we just played. We met 2 other people. We just played. And
Well,
then,
that's the nice thing about our tennis center. There's always somebody that's
they'll go to the community
Yeah.
center and do it.
Oh, okay.
And then last week she texted Mike Rose and she was like, hey, I'll be a sub for the league. So she was a sub. He's like, okay, you can be a sub tonight and then next week.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So she's getting her pickleball
in.
Yeah.
It is addictive, I hear.
It's addicting. I do love it. Yeah. We're going on vacation this summer and we're like, okay, we have to bring our pickleball rackets.
Oh, that's so funny.
I'd rather do that. It's the problem with golf for me is the time. I don't want to dedicate 4 hours.
Well, that's if
to
you're
a
playing 18
project.
holes.
Okay, so I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to do anything for that long.
Yeah, even when Randy played on Saturday, I was like, that's great. Great. I used to be irritated when he'd play on a weekend when the kids were little.
Yeah, that's different.
And I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
And now
you
you're
traveled
like, you're
all
gonna be gone
week,
for
and then now you're playing
4
all
hours.
day.
Yeah.
Sweet. But now I don't care. But it just is a time suck. I guess if you love it,
Yeah, it's not
it
a time
is
suck
not.
if you're in it. Now,
Yes.
if you're sucking at it while you're
Yes.
playing, oh, that's the worst.
Right.
You know?
I mean, no, I totally suck.
especially when Chris and Kylie are crushing it, and then I'm like, ugh, I'll just pick up my ball.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Just pick up my ball.
You know,
Yeah.
I know, but I'm over that. I
gets
want to be back to
frustrating.
where I was.
You wanna be good.
Decent. I was never good. I was just decent. I was a decent contender. I just need to get manifesting it right now.
There
Right
you
here.
go. You got to play
Right.
more. That's it.
I do. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Do it. Yeah.
So, I want to talk about Emcella because you talked about that in your book.
Yes.
Meko has Emcella at Glow Spa.
Yes. Which is actually where I heard of it first. You were the first person to tell me
Okay.
about it.
Really?
Oh, look at that, me.
Yes.
The influencer.
Yes. Yes.
So funny enough, in the book, you're like, oh, you think you're sitting on a vibrating chair, and it's not
It's intense.
You're
Yes.
worried about you're gonna be excited. So they had a bus, like the Emcella and Emsculpt bus, come to Glow.
Yes.
Right. This is the first time it was ever introduced to both products, and in the back of the bus, and it was this huge. It was like a tour bus,
Yeah.
right? So you sit on the seat, and they've had the same rep for Emsculpt and Emcella.
Oh, he quit.
Oh, did he?
He's a rep for something else. I know. I'm so sad. I love Brian.
Okay. So anyways, I mean, he was so in the med spa aesthetic industry that his face was so smooth and his skin was so beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
That you would have never thought he was straight because I'm like, he's so put together.
All the aesthetic guys that sell lasers and whatever.
Yes.
Beautiful skin.
Yes.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
So he's like, have a seat, and he's talking me through it, and it's vibrating. And maybe it's because at the time I'm 38, 39, right? Things are still working according to plan.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't really know if you're supposed to be in the room right now. feel like this is not okay that we're having a conversation because things are going on down there, and I don't think it's helping incontinence.
Yeah.
You know? But I think if it's doing what it's really supposed to do,
Right.
then you don't
Did
feel
he
it.
turn it all the way up for you to 100%?
I don't know. I
Oh.
just sat on the chair and it was vibrating, and it didn't seem right to feel all those feelings
you
with a
don't.
random man in the room.
Well, also, when you get to 100%, it doesn't feel good. I mean, it doesn't hurt.
No, it
But
doesn't
it's
hurt.
definitely not I'm going to have an orgasm.
No, you're definitely not
No.
like.
Oh, so
No.
he was in demo phase.
Yeah.
Okay, that could have been.
Yeah, because
you
I'm
will
telling
be
you
like-
right now, no, it was like
You almost have to like breathe.
it was like
Yes.
having like a faint vibrator, like
Oh, that wasn't
Yeah,
my
you
on the
didn't
experience at
turn
all.
it
chair.
up enough.
And then I just kind of, well, she turned it up as we went on, right? So like it was like started at 50. And
Yeah,
we
we're the top.
graduated to
Okay.
100.
Yeah.
But so based on your story, I was like, okay, I definitely, because I'm like thinking she's just going to put me in there and close the door. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, if this happens, that won't suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but she sat there on the other chair and we bullshitted the whole time.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, I was like, at no point, this is like stimulation like that at all. It was very like centered.
And
And
you could feel like
yes, like the pulsy.
No,
but
no, that's not what my sensation
no, it
was
wasn't
at
like
all.
a good pulsy. Pulsy.
So how many sessions did you do?
So for that, I did one.
Okay.
But I did do the one on my stomach.
For
I think
Sculpt?
3 or 4 times.
Okay.
And that was like the beginning of where I was like, where is this body fat coming from?
Yeah.
And so, the exact same experience. I mean, you know, they wrap it around your
Yeah.
stomach and then it just goes, that's kind of, it's like that.
Yeah, we have the M-Sculpt.
Yes.
Neil.
But honest, like, no lie, I did it just the one time. And I really, honest to God, did it just to write about it.
Yeah.
And it was after my conversation with you about it. And I was
Okay.
like, we have to write about this because
Yeah.
I've peed my pants.
Yeah.
And I never thought that would
And
happen.
you can't go to an exercise class.
No.
And do like any kind of jumping jack without
No.
Nope.
No.
pissing your pants.
No. No. And I never, I always thought because I didn't give birth that this would never happen to me ever. And like my other girlfriends are like, oh yeah, I pee my pants all the time. It's not even
Yeah.
that big of a deal. It's
Yeah,
like,
I don't.
just-
That has nothing to do with it.
No, but I had no idea. I just assumed that was going to be the
Yeah.
process. So when you were talking about it to me, I was like, oh, well, this will be good for 2 reasons. I want to write about it for sure. People need to know about this.
Yes.
And honest to God, I just did it one time and everything down there was tighter.
Yeah. Okay.
We have some really great success stories of women that are more so. I mean, we do for M-Sculpt, but for M-Cella, they're like, oh my God, thank you so much. I don't have to wear a pad to the gym.
Yes.
I don't have to, when I'm laughing, I don't pee my pants.
Yes.
Or jumping or running around.
Right.
Now I can run.
Yes.
You know, to almost like gives them freedom to do the things.
Do
that
you
they wanted
remember
to
the one
do.
time we were at the club and I think we were training for a half marathon. We were running on the treadmill and I'm just running and then all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, I just dribbled in my pants.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like I ran into the room, but I'm like, but at the same time, like we had a fucking goal to hit miles because we had, so I was just like drying it off and I was like, fuck it, I don't care.
Right.
Going back in, I just have to finish my mileage and get it done, you know? So Mr. Nugget.
Yeah, I did. I mean, yeah, it's
No,
bad.
It is. There's so many
here.
things that are happening at this moment that our moms didn't talk about. But
Right.
it's a
Yeah.
lot. Like you're peeing your pants, your periods are crazy, you have a hot flash, you don't
Yeah.
have sex drive, you can't remember
feel-
anything.
Yes.
It all is.
And you're moody.
You're moody.
And you don't, yeah.
you're gaining
like,
weight. The whole thing is just shit.
It is shit.
Yeah, it's shit.
Why do we have to go through it?
I don't know.
I dare a man to deal with this for like a day.
I would love it.
I
It
would
be
love
just-
if
it
a
would be
man
so
actually
fun.
pushed out a baby through his penis. That would be my dream. Then you can talk to me about all the issues you have in your life.
Last week, like for Mother's Day, like we talked about like highlights of our birth story. Like Chris watched a UFC fight and dropped my leg and my epidural like made my leg numb. They were next to an In-N-Out burger at their hospital and Randy's like, I'm starving. I want.
Oh God, I'm starving. I was like, I'm gonna get a double after this. I was like, fuck off.
You're sitting there going, "Are you serious right
Yeah.
now? I just birthed a child."
I know.
Yeah.
And now we have to learn how to nurse. Yeah. I heard this woman describe this perfectly. She's like, if men want to know what menopause is, it's like us cutting off your balls and them drying up, not cutting off, drying up, and there's nothing left to them, and you're all shriveled up for the rest of your life.
Oh, your
That's
just
a-
wiener doesn't work.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
doesn't work.
That's a great. That's perfect.
Oh, you don't like the idea of that?
He's like,
You're fine now.
You don't even have balls, Nugget.
You're a girl.
well, with my husband and my circle of friends' husbands, they're like, what is wrong with
Yeah.
you? Like, we don't even know.
Yeah,
I don't know what's
that's
wrong
the
with me.
problem.
You know, we don't know what's
Although
going on.
I do say our guys are a little bit more empathetic, probably than like my dad. I'm sure he was the biggest dick
right?
ever.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
But
don't think my dad could have been
my husband
inconvenienced
can be a
for
little
that.
like insensitive, but he's never a dick about it.
Right.
I'm sure my dad was a full-on dick.
No, but Randy has enough knowledge of like the medical field.
Yeah, he does.
right.
And he has girls all around.
Right.
Yeah,
He's got-
well, and that's the other thing. Daughters. I think
Yes.
daughters have like Chris grew up in a house of men, and his mom never talked about a period. He didn't even know his mom pooped or farted. So, swear. Yes. So
disservice,
he learned a
actually.
lot when we
Yeah.
started dating because I didn't know I had celiac disease. So there was a lot of pooping and a lot of farting.
Yeah.
And I got my period. So
Okay, so to all the boy moms,
yes.
Right.
don't do your boys a disservice.
No, let them know.
Let
and
them
my
know
dad will talk
everything's
about he had no
happening.
idea that my grandma had a period, and I didn't know that she pooped or farted either. Nothing. And then my mom says that she didn't. She's like, "Ugh, I mean, I went through menopause because I don't have a period anymore. She's like, but it wasn't bad. And I'm like,
How do you know?
Right.
I bet it
because
was
you
bad.
didn't have crazy hot flashes.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
maybe.
that's fine. But there's other things that I know
Yeah.
that you went through that you're probably not thrilled you went through.
She probably looks different than she did when she was 50 when she
Sure.
went through it.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know because I didn't know her then, but also maybe she didn't feel the same way about like your dad. You know, maybe
Yeah.
she just was like, this is normal.
So
this
the
is
message
the aging
to
process.
me was, you're just going to stop having a period.
Yes.
That was the message
Agreed.
of menopause from the prior generation. And I'm like, oh, I got this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been begging for this my
Yeah.
whole life.
Yay.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the message.
Yeah,
Right.
just not all the shit that comes with
No,
it.
none
Right.
of that. None of that
Yeah.
was never
And
spoken about.
pre.
That wasn't even
Yes.
a. That wasn't even a. The like. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so I have a question. Do you guys do the O shot?
We used to.
Okay, you don't do it anymore?
Not yet.
Okay.
We might. We might bring it back. We're
Okay.
toying with a couple new things.
Okay.
But we do, so we have a hormone clinic now at Glow, and it's just menopause. So it's really full. It's only once a week, but our PA is an OBGYN PA, and she's fantastic. And we see that most of our ladies that come through the menopause clinic also go through our weight loss clinic.
Okay.
Because they're all dealing with the same issues, right?
Yeah. It's all connected.
So I recently started taking the tiniest dose of tirzepatide, which is Wegovy,
oh.
just for inflammation.
Oh,
So
yeah.
there's newer studies that show that semaglutide, GLP-1s
Yep.
Yes.
can help reduce inflammation. Mostly I'm doing it for like brain health, like
Okay.
dementia, prevention of that sort of thing.
Wow.
And I don't feel any side effects because it's not really doing the thing that it's supposed to do.
Like
for
the weight loss part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't need to do that, but
Right.
I'm like, hey, can we just try it on me just to see what the side effects are, if there are any, and what the
love
benefits
this.
would be.
Yeah.
And what do you
And
feel?
I feel great.
Yeah.
I feel
Okay.
great. I also don't. I mean, I feel regular hungry. I'm not a huge eater anyway.
Right.
I think it does take away the snacking. I don't feel like
know, but
snacking
you
really
weren't
ever,
really a
but I don't really
snacker
snacker
either.
anyway.
Right.
But I'm in the tiny it's
It'd be
so
interesting if it was me. 'Cause
tiny.
I'll fucking like, right every day.
but it's the tiniest dose. So
Okay.
I don't want a big dose and I don't want to do that. But I'm just really interested in the whole like your brain effects
Right.
of
Yeah.
GLP-1s.
I didn't even know that there was a connection of the two.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're
I-
showing some really early studies of people like the neuroplasticity of your brain can actually rejuvenate quicker with GLP-1s
Really.
and heart health too.
Heart health
Really?
is huge. So,
Yeah.
like my thyroid guru, McCall McPherson. So she has a weight loss clinic and she's been giving women these GLP-1s for a very long time, even before it was like super popular.
Right.
And her big thing is the after studies of, yes, inflammation. A lot of women are finding success with that, but the heart health and that, because I think heart disease is like so big in
Yeah.
women,
Right.
that this is an actual side effect of that's amazing, right? So, and then staying on it at lower doses for this kind of stuff after you've already achieved what you're doing for weight
Yeah,
loss.
you're not going to I'm not going to lose weight on it, right? Like
Right.
that's not the goal. Although you could bump it up if you wanted
Sure.
to, but the problem that we're running into now, though, and right, your local people, whoever they may be, is that so the pharmaceutical companies, and I shouldn't shit on them because that's my background and brain. My husband works for them, but they are suing these smaller compounding pharmacies that can compound the product, and you can get it to the exact dose that you need to for your patient. But because they sell it for as a branded product for so much more money,
For a diabetic patient, yeah.
right, and for overweight,
Yeah.
people, their dose is higher, so they can make better margin and more revenue. These compounding pharmacies, they're suing them. So compounding pharmacies now, where med spas and like our concierge medicine and all that kind of stuff is they source from. They're trying to shut them down.
Oh,
it's
but
really
but they were
bad.
glorified when everything else from the big pharmacies was back ordered.
When it was
Right.
back ordered.
You know?
So now magically they can manufacture it, but they really can't. They really cannot manufacture as fast as people need this, and they need it for life.
Yeah.
Especially for those morbidly, it really helps more than just weight. And you need that to start off with, and then, you can slowly titrate your dose back, but there's a lot of benefits to it.
I had no
if you do
idea
it
that
right.
brain health was a part of it.
Yeah.
So I have one of the dementia genes.
Okay.
So I definitely need more information on this.
Yeah. And you can reverse, and the more I'm like reading and researching the whole gene health, and just because you have it in your family history doesn't mean that you're burdened with it.
Correct.
It's not activated
Yes. No,
yet.
I've shared.
Yeah.
I've been told this, but I want to prepare.
Yeah.
Just in case.
And that's
because
part
we don't
of the
know.
prevention.
Right? Yeah.
Is doing whatever you can
Right.
to not activate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Wow, I had no idea. That
Look
it
into
was-
that. I mean,
will.
maybe a tiny dose of just and it's just once a week and just quick.
I had no idea.
So,
Also,
yeah,
would not be
TBD.
mad if I lost a little bit of weight either.
Right?
So I'm on week 3, and I
Okay,
feel,
so this is pretty new, but you already
Yeah.
see a difference?
I feel a difference in my
Okay.
head. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's what I was most concerned about.
Okay.
It was just because I'm adopted, so I don't know my medical history.
Right.
Not that it really matters. So I'm just trying these
But
things
it does
out.
matter. Like when you think about where am I going when I'm older, right?
Yeah.
If something happens to me, I can go, okay, well, this is what happened to my dad.
Right.
This happened to
Right.
my grandma.
Well, you can
know?
prepare for it.
You
Yes.
can. Yeah. And you don't have to be a slave to your genetics.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Wow.
This is
So
very
anyway,
Well, thank you for
I
sharing
will-
that with
yeah,
me.
I will let you guys know in
Do.
a couple months of like how it's going. But
Yeah.
so far, so good.
And
No-
if she's sitting here like this,
yeah, then you'll know.
then we'll be like,
I don't want. That's
maybe
not
you
my
need to
goal.
maybe you need to dial the dosage
Yeah,
back.
that's not my goal. I just want to think better.
Yeah.
I want long-term effects to be better. I want my heart to be better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I agree
All of it.
on all those things.
Yeah.
But back to the O shot. You talked about it in your book, and the lady didn't want to leave her bed for like a week.
Oh my
I
God.
know.
Have you gotten one?
I haven't.
I
but
have. I've gotten
you
2.
I definitely want
Well,
to.
do tell. Did you feel like the lady in
know.
Angela's book?
No, I didn't. When I read that, I was like, that's interesting.
I know.
wish.
So I read his book.
Okay.
So my med spa lady, she was like, "You got to read this book."
Yeah.
And so he talks about it in his book.
He's great, but
Yes.
you know that whole
Yes, 100%.
situation.
He's cute. It's sad about.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we can move on
Yeah.
that part. But I'm very interested in it. I think it's
You
amazing.
should do it.
I you know what?
Because
I'm
it's
going
your
to
own
do it.
blood.
Yes, it's your own blood.
You don't. It's nothing injected.
It's like a
into
30-minute appointment.
Yeah, and you feel nothing.
That's what I've heard.
Nothing.
I mean,
Yes.
everybody should read Angela's book, but I'm just
You
gonna
should
spill,
read
I'm going to
Angela's book.
spill the beans right now. This woman had the O shot, and she didn't leave her bed for what did you say? A week?
Like a week.
because she
She was
was just
having
like
orgasms.
getting
She's
herself
just-
off.
Yeah, she's masturbating
I'm
over
like,
and over and over.
This must be what it's like to be like a 14-year-old boy.
I mean, I do think that sex is better after,
Okay.
for sure.
Noted.
Yeah, a lot better.
And the orgasms.
Yes. So I had it because I went through breast cancer chemotherapy that just rips out
Right.
Oh, yeah.
everything.
Okay.
And so I had it for dryness.
Okay, so and that's something
And it
that
helps
that
a
they
ton.
talk about the dryness
Yes.
or the stabbing pain during sex.
Yes.
Is supposed to alleviate
Yeah.
that. I've never had any of that, but my orgasms have changed dramatically. They're
Okay.
not the same as they used
I
to
mean,
be.
it's just bringing. So it does the same thing it does to your face. Have you ever gotten PRF or PRP in your face?
I have not.
It stimulates your own collagen.
Right.
So if you think about what it does to your face, it regenerates everything back to what it was.
Is that the thing I had a
Yes.
glow where they had like the little thing and they like stabbed my face? They like drew
did
my
they
blood.
yeah.
But then they put like Botox in it too. Yeah. Okay.
You can also, we inject it under the eye. So versus under eye filler.
Okay.
You can get PRF. It's just a different way to spin your blood under your eye. And it's like acts
Fills
as a
it.
filler.
Yeah.
But it's your own.
But it's your own.
It's your
blood.
own.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
People get it in their
fascinating.
lips. They get
Yeah.
it all over.
I think all that's fascinating. I mean, all of the stuff.
It has stem cells in it.
So the stem cell situation is
Yeah.
just incredible to me. I'm highly addicted to reading all that stuff.
Yeah.
I love it.
Cool.
I think
Because
it's
if
really
it's
cool.
healing people's knees.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
Yes, people are not having to have surgery
Yeah.
because they're using their own
Right.
their
Well,
own stuff.
Randy had shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
But they like used his stem
his own
cells
stem
for.
cells first. He healed in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So Mike has a bad shoulder and he's like, I need to go get an X-ray. We need an MRI. I need to have surgery.
Yeah.
I'm like, before you do that, you need to look into this first.
Try
I don't
it.
care what it costs because once they cut into you,
Yep.
they cut into you.
Yep.
Like, what can your own body do?
Yeah.
Yep.
How can your body regenerate? Because our bodies are really
They're
cool.
fascinating.
Yeah.
They're machines.
Yes.
And they want to regenerate.
They do.
We just got to give them the ability to do it.
Right. And we can now. That's
Yeah.
what the funnest
Yes.
part, honestly, about being the age we are
Yeah.
is where science has finally gotten to.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. We don't
Exactly.
have to be old and decrepit.
Right. We're gonna live
shot
till
stem
forever.
cells.
Yes.
My own PRF. Is that what it is?
PRF.
PRF under
Don't
my
forget
eyeballs.
that, everybody.
All,
PRF.
All the things.
Signing up for that.
Right?
Yes.
In
Well,
the
I just
shop.
went and had Botox at Glow today, and I was telling you. So Anne didn't know this, so we were talking about it because she says in her book like she had gone to a person for Botox and like it
Yeah.
kind of fucked up her forehead.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my girl, you need to make sure that you are going to someone that knows all the things.
Yes.
How long are you staying?
I know. Well, I did over. She was like, "I'll take you this morning," but I was in a coma, so
Yeah.
I couldn't go this morning. But I know, I'm so
I
excited.
know. We should see if there's an opening for her
sure.
tomorrow.
There's an opening tomorrow. I'm in.
yeah.
Yeah. You should call.
Yeah.
I don't have my thing with me. But
Yeah.
You don't
No.
carry that with
No.
you.
Yeah. We'll call after the podcast.
Okay. Perfect.
So because I get it now in my neck, but and I have like the veins and like the ligaments that would stick out crazy, and I would get my neck blown up like with the Botox, and it would like work on some, but not on my really aggravated ones until they started putting Botox in my jawline. And then I didn't realize, I
fascinating.
think I had like a tick. I did. Because I would clench my jaw in conversation and I didn't realize I did it until obviously these muscles were like numbed.
They put it right in your
She starts almost under my earlobe
Yeah.
down through my chin on
Yeah.
each side.
Yeah.
And then this was the first time I had it done under here. And she's like, I think you're going to really, because I don't want to put a bunch of filler right here
Yeah.
and change
Yeah.
the look of my face.
Right.
So, but I just want something to help with like a little bit of that sagging skin. And she's like, I think you're going to really like this. But the great thing about not waiting until your face completely falls, like I had it done today and I feel like I can already feel it kicking in.
That's
Yeah.
You know,
incredible.
like if I wait until everything's fallen apart,
Right.
it takes like 6 days.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the worst clients that we get at Glow are like 75 and have never done anything to their face. And they're like,
Yeah.
will you fix me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you need a
Facelift.
Yeah.
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 And actually, you should have gotten a facelift 20 years ago when your skin was a little bit more resilient.
Right.
I told Katie this before, but my good girlfriend, had a facelift at 48. Oh my God. And she looks amazing.
She looks so good.
You would never, and she's the person who told me, she goes, you got to have it younger than you think.
Really.
Yeah.
So my hairdresser, she had one of her friends got a facelift, and she was in her mid 40s. And then after the facelift, she did that facial I was telling you about that I wanted to do.
The CO2 laser.
Yes. And my hairdresser was like, she looks better after that than she did from her
Oh,
Facelift.
that's funny. 'Cause
Facelift.
she probably looked shiny after her facelift because the skin is
The
like
skin.
taut.
Yeah.
But you want to rejuvenate your skin so that's plump too.
Right?
Yeah.
So maybe the combination of the
Yeah.
two is what did it for her.
This is definitely not a Tuesday wine.
We did not start out with a Tuesday wine.
Yeah,
We
Camus.
started out with a Camus. Now, granted, this is not your normal Camus with the yellow label. That is a little bit more fancy pricing. But man, it was so fucking smooth.
it was good.
Yes,
It was really good.
Yeah, I like it.
So, yeah, no, Camus, thank you. Sponsor us.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Yeah, not a Tuesday wine, but definitely worth being the first bottle of the night.
This?
Right.
So this is like an anniversary edition kind of thing, where it's running retail like $20.
Oh my God.
Lower than the regular K-Mess.
That's great.
Yeah. So, but then because Ange is on the podcast, so we had to open a second bottle. We went with a Tuesday wine, which is Decoy, which is
It's a solid Tuesday wine.
It's a solid Tuesday wine. It does not taste like a Tuesday wine.
No.
But I got the 411 right here, people. At Target right now, if you buy 2 bottles of Decoy, not sponsored, not an ad, but it should be, you don't get it for $17.99. You get it for $14.
Really?
Cheers.
At Target right now?
At Target right
With
now.
your circle thing?
Nope. You just have to buy 2 bottles.
Oh.
Meyer, you got to buy 4 to get the discount.
That's a great deal.
Eastman Party Store, 4 bottles to get the discount
That's a
of
great
10%.
deal.
I didn't know Eastman gave a discount.
If you buy 4 more bottles, you get 10% off. And then if they give you the Eastman Party Store bag, even if you buy 1 bottle, you get 10% off.
I didn't know that.
Huh.
All right.
I don't know, Gar. You should probably sponsor this too.
Also, yeah, I don't get any discounts when I go there.
Are you not buying enough wine?
I think she's buying enough wine.
Pretty sure we do.
Well, you're probably getting it and you don't even realize it.
Okay. I'll go with that.
We'll
Check.
go with that one. All right. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. So what were we talking about?
We were talking about the O shot.
O shot.
But I do have to say one quick thing. So
Yes.
I just went to the restroom and I got off the toilet and I realized that what Katie worked out yesterday,
Did you go to the
Oh,
it was
Oh my
hot
God.
cardio bar.
hot cardio
And it
bar.
was
it fun?
it was incredible. It was one
Did you
of the
teach it?
No, I don't teach it. B teaches it. But B was like, she would teach step aerobics and she would
Yes.
teach
I
kickboxing.
used to go to her step aerobics
So
class.
she's very much, I can't do the dancey stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep going because I think this is good
It's
for
Monday nights.
Monday nights at 6:30.
It's good.
I'll go.
It's so good.
But
Is
cognitive
it hot?
function, it's warm.
It's
Okay.
warm.
It depends on how close you are to a heater.
So
We
Kylie
were-
and I were talking about that because we were way at the end.
Yeah.
And we didn't have the heaters right. But when you walk past the heaters,
They were
you could really
hot.
feel them.
Yeah.
So and there was a fan right above us, which
Okay.
was super great. So it wasn't crazy hot. It was good though.
Yeah, I love hot work.
It was
I
more
was
cardio than
thinking
bar.
I was going to wake up like not able to move. And then so right now I was like, okay, so I'm starting to get the little burn.
Oh, like,
Yeah.
the lactic
But it was
acid.
good. It was
But
a
I think because it was
fabulous
so
class.
warm that you just are able to move a little bit more fluidity.
Yeah.
That it's probably not going to be as achy as you would think.
Right.
Now you wanted to come to bar tomorrow night. Then
yes.
Thursday when you get off the plane after you fly home, that's when it's all going to
That's
kick
when it's
in.
going to
Yeah.
hit me. Yeah. But it was such a good class.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I do Tracy Anderson method,
Yes.
and her method is all with heat.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
So I did before my basement flooded. Had a whole
Really?
area where I have a heater, and I heat it up to like 85. So it gets up to 95 usually with body temperature.
Okay. I had no idea about this.
Her philosophy is you do your body a disservice by not heating the room,
Hmm.
your muscles, because it automatically is like you did a half an hour warm up before you ever start your workout. So you can go that much further.
Okay.
So, this goes back to our theory of when it comes to fitness and health, everybody has a theory.
Yes.
So there's a studio in New York. I think they have a couple of them, and they're called Burr, like
Yes.
BRRRR. And you work out in frigid temperatures,
Yeah.
doing cardio, and it's like 30 degrees in the room.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
They're
everybody
doing cardio,
has.
but they're not like lifting weights, right?
They're not lifting weights. I think I think it's more cardio
Yeah.
stuff in the cold.
Okay.
So a lot of those, like the glide mats, remember those?
Yeah.
Like back in the 90s
Yeah.
where you would
Yeah.
put the booties on and
Yeah.
you glide back
Cool.
and
Yeah.
forth.
Yeah.
They do that. But they have weird hours. So any time I've been in New York and I wanted to
Yeah.
go,
You
the
haven't been
class
able to
wasn't
get in.
available. But I am tempted. Like I want to
should
try
try
it.
Yeah, you should try it. Let us know how
Yeah.
that goes.
So, but no, it was a great class.
It was.
And then 4:15 wake up came really early because
right.
we went and got Sushi Remix for dinner.
Which was fabulous.
Had a bottle of wine, went to bed, and 4:15 came super early.
Did you go this morning?
Oh God, no.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I slept like a baby.
No. Okay, so people don't know this, but Ange was in Spain with her husband. How long were you in Spain?
We were there for 12 days.
Okay, you were in Spain for 12 days. Flew back to the States to California.
Yes.
Right?
Which is
so
9 hours, right? Because
crazy
Spain from
time
here is
difference.
6.
Yes.
California is 3, so it's got to be 9-hour difference.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. But it was 23 from the moment we left our hotel to I walked to my house.
Oh, of travel.
Of travel.
Of travel.
Yes.
But I mean,
Yes.
a 9-hour time.
Yes.
You're 9
Yes.
different
yes,
time zones.
yeah.
Yeah.
So then you were home for barely 48 hours. Then
Yes.
got back on a plane.
A red-eye.
Yeah, a red eye. Went back in time 3 hours.
Yes.
And landed in Michigan. And I
Yes.
picked you up at 11.
Yes.
And we just did our day. Like we
Yes.
both had to like work a little
You're a
bit.
champ.
Yep. A little bit.
You guys are you're such a trooper. And your husband's like on a crazy turkey hunt experience with mine.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Are they hunting here?
Yes.
Yeah, and Chris apparently is the guide extraordinaire of the universe in 2025. Because not only has everybody he's guided so far did he get a bird, he got me a bird.
I know.
Right.
I shot my first turkey this
I
week.
know,
Which is
that's
such a
awesome.
big deal.
Oh, it was so big.
This is years in the making.
I know.
Like
and honestly,
years.
like I'm like, oh my God,
I was
me
so
ragging on him on
excited.
social media is over.
But honestly, like every year you guys go out there.
I know.
Yeah.
The amount of photos I have of me just disappointed that I just was just unsuccessful.
And every year we're like at home rooting that like we know that like
you gotta get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
But
then
he always comes through with everybody else
everyone,
he guides. Yeah.
everyone. And then we
but
get this
finally
sad
happened to-
picture from
He
Katie. We're
was
like,
more
"Oh."
excited for me than I was for myself. He partied Saturday night.
I love this.
Like I don't even know
right.
what it was.
It means a lot to them.
Yeah.
And then
It
had
really
to wake
does.
up and pamper me on Mother's Day
Oh, right.
for the hangover.
Right.
But he did it. He pulled through.
Well,
It
remember
was
when Mike
fabulous.
had Chris out in California for turkey hunting
Yes.
and there was no bird?
There was no bird.
And Chris was like, I do not care.
No,
Let's
he-
go to
yeah.
Napa and have a great time.
Yeah.
Mike was devastated.
Yes.
And it was, so it means.
So they tried to hunt?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And it didn't happen. But it means more to them than it does
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
the
'Cause that's
shooter, I
their
think.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No, and it's different in California because you're like they're in walnut groves.
Yeah.
And the turkey can see there's nothing to really hide behind.
No.
Because the tree, trunks are so
Yeah.
tiny.
Right.
And
So you're in this tent. And then I get a little bored. Like, sometimes I fall asleep.
Yeah.
Or I get a little bored. I'm on
I mean,
social
I gotta
media.
give it to you girls for like getting out there with your man.
Oh, yeah. I
Right?
gotta support him.
but that's
Yeah.
what it is. So
Yeah.
like in the whole situation, I mean, it was super fun. It was great. The excitement and like the love
Yeah.
and all that he has for it is the
Well, that's
reason
why
that
you
I
go.
do it. Yes.
It's not like you're gonna
100%.
go, hey,
Turkey
let's
hunting
go
is a
turkey
way
hunting.
different
Yeah,
thing than
no.
anything else. Like as far as like the hunts I've gone on with my
Yeah.
husband, like
Well, it's like a
turkey hunt-
show.
Yes, like they
Yeah.
put on a big old show for you.
Who does?
The turkeys.
Meko hates
I
birds.
hate birds.
You were telling me that. I love
Hates
this.
birds. Yeah, so Mexico was awesome with all these like
Yes.
tropical birds flying
Right.
around.
And the monkeys.
Yeah. Hate them both. But I give it to you guys for doing that for your man. I would do the same for Randy if he didn't. I mean, that's why I golf.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think you guys should do a podcast on the things that women do
To make
For
their
the man.
husband happy.
to make their husband happy.
Yeah.
That
A
would be-
lot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know?
And vice versa. I say
For
we're
sure.
50-50.
Oh, no, Mike and I
Yeah.
are for sure. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
and here's a great thing about your book. Your husband writes the final chapter.
Yeah,
He does.
Which is my favorite. Now, I love your book, but
Thank you.
when I saw you guys on spring break and I was like, Mike, that was so touching and it was so real and you said it so authentically
Yes.
that I loved it.
So as I was developing it, I really wanted this to be known that this is such a big part of the journey is what they're going through. And so I asked him if he would write a chapter for me.
Yeah.
And I was really teetering because I didn't want menopause to be about a man.
Yeah.
And I didn't want women to look at that and go, oh, I can't believe that a man is chiming in on this. But he's part of my journey.
Well, they're affected.
Yeah.
Yes,
How
100%.
can they
They
not be?
are. And so
Yeah.
I went ahead and did it and made it a part of it. And I think the real tipper is I had talked to a man about it and he was saying the same things that my husband was saying. And I was like, people need to know. And I
Yeah.
know people that have gotten divorced at this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much of it was their relationship or menopause, but I wanted his voice to be heard in this. And that I really feel like sets me apart from all of the other menopause books that are going out there. That there's
I
a
agree.
relationship portion in this.
Yes.
Because we can shit on, and I think that is the theme a lot with menopause.
Yes.
Is shitting on the man.
Yes.
Because they don't go
Because they
through
don't
it.
know what it's about.
They don't know what
right?
it's about.
Yes.
Well, because they don't change.
Right. I mean,
Like,
they
there's
do
hormonally.
They do hormonally, but it's acceptable. Like they go on testosterone and nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
We go on testosterone and hormones. They're like, oh my God, you're going to kill yourself
Yeah.
or die
Yeah,
or
exactly.
get cancer or whatever.
I also think as much as we talk about how guys don't have to go through it publicly or on social media or wherever, I think the theme is let's shit on men because they don't.
Right.
But they also don't know what they don't know.
Right.
So when they see us going through that, they're like, well, I don't want to go through it. But also like to be empathetic about it.
Yeah.
They don't know.
No,
Yeah.
they don't.
And so we have to educate them as much.
Yeah.
Well, that's like
as
the memes
each
out
other.
there, like during childbirth, and it's like the guy's standing there, and he's like, "Oh, everybody's wondering about about being in labor for like 13 hours. No one talked about the fact that I slept on this horrible bed last night, and my back hurts, and it's that kind of stuff that, let's be honest, in their head, that is a big deal.
Sure.
So we both have to tit for tat in certain situations, not in every marriage circumstance. But sometimes you have to tit for tat. Like, you did this for me. You understand this for me.
Right.
In mine, you go to Broadway for me. You tolerate New York when you hate it.
Right.
And then I go out and I go turkey hunting with you.
Right.
And we enjoy the outdoors
Yeah.
and all that kind of
Yes.
stuff. And needing to embrace this because I'm about to hit empty nest life and I am completely freaking out about it.
Right.
Not because I don't know my husband and I don't love spending time with him. It's just I don't know a world without taking care of Kylie.
Right.
So it's like, okay, it's just going to be me and you. Because I was pregnant a year and a half after we got married.
Right.
So we didn't really have that adult life together. That's where I'm like, oh my God, like, what do we, I know what we're going to do.
Whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's what you're going to do.
I know.
Crazy.
Whatever you want to do.
Whatever you want to do.
But
Whenever you want to do.
But I want to be able to do stuff with him and not get so overwhelmed where I'm like, I just have to keep myself busy and not get so overwhelmed where I go into like a funk and I don't want to do anything.
Right.
Finding the balance. And that's where I think all the other hormones and supplements and all the things that I'm on is helping with that. And maybe I need to work on the inflammation in my brain too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Stop eating ruffled potato chips dipped in Chick-fil-A sauce. Like maybe I got to do all the things.
Yeah. It doesn't hurt.
Right?
Right.
It's all added.
I'm sad about empty nesting. It's going to be weird. It's just going to be a shift change.
Sure.
But I'm excited for, our life. We had a pretty cool life before kids.
Yeah.
I know. How long were you guys together? Like before you had kids?
Let's see. We got together when I was 28 and I had my daughter at 32. So,
Okay.
4 years.
Yeah.
I mean, dating plus marriage.
Yeah.
Right.
So 4 years of like dating, traveling.
Yes.
Super fun, going out. Just, we moved a ton in between that.
So, I mean, you were kind of on the same timeline route as Chris and I, but we started in college.
Right.
Yeah.
Had no money and then had a baby. Where you
Right.
guys were successful adults.
yeah.
Right.
We were
Traveling
13.
and like
Yeah.
doing things and like buying things. And we were like, well, I guess we'll just sit here.
So I have like a little bubble burster for you guys.
Oh, shit.
Sometimes they move back home.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Yes, it is.
It's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it don't think of it as like forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it'll be forever. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
My daughter's leaving for Miami in a couple weeks, and I'm more sad about that.
Right.
Just because I feel like our empty nesting is not the same as some people whose kid goes away to college like across the country.
Okay.
Because we can get to our kids. Like
Yeah.
my kids are going to be an hour and 45 years or
Yeah.
an hour and a half,
Yeah.
whatever. And we can get to them when we need to. So that's not as dramatic as if we have to get on a flight.
Right.
Yeah. For like 3 hours.
Yeah,
and-
to get to your kid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
So yeah, my daughter's leaving in a couple weeks for Miami, and I'm kind of sad about that because, it's the first
Yeah.
time she's going to be like gone.
That far away from
Yeah, for a couple months.
Yeah.
just living it up, or whatever she's going to.
She's living the best.
Welcome to Miami.
I
Yes,
know.
she's
Welcome
living
to
the best life,
Miami.
Anyway, but yes, but empty nesting is going to be hard, but it's also going to be super cool.
But it's so funny because when we
That's
talk about it, I'm like, maybe I'll get a goat and I'll start knitting again and all this stuff. And Miko's like, no, we are not doing that. We're going to
not
do
doing
things and we're going to
that.
go out. No.
I'm so glad she has you.
Yeah.
Right? Otherwise, I'd just be like,
Have a goat.
making pie and
She
have
would
a
take
goat.
up knitting.
Yeah. Well, I did back when Chris was like, he was gone on and off for like 6 months. And like the longest he was home was maybe like a week in like a 6-month period. Oh yeah. I eventually got to the point where I was done being the third wheel, going out with like a bunch of couples, getting my kid a babysitter. I was like, I'm staying home with her. And I learned to knit and I made so many hats. I donated some of them to the hospital because I was like, who am I going to give these hats to?
I do have to say, I put together a puzzle last week for the first time in a very long time. My friend got me this puzzle that's shaped in a vase.
Oh, yeah.
I finished it.
Okay.
And it took me like 2 nights, like
Well, because the
hours
pieces are like
at
glass
night.
colored.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it looks like a glass vase, except it's a puzzle, and it actually works.
So can you like epoxy it and then turn it into a vase?
No, it comes with this insert that is a vase.
Oh,
and then it's beautiful.
That's fun.
Yeah, so that was kind of fun. Randy's like, "You okay? What are you doing?" And I was like, "I don't want to be on my phone, and there's nothing to watch on TV."
There you go.
There isn't anything to watch on TV.
Wait, did you finish 4 seasons?
Yes.
Okay.
It was good.
It is good.
Have you seen 4
She
seasons?
No, she keeps telling
She's
me I have to
downloading
watch
it for the ride
Yes,
home.
good.
Because you
You'll
want to
wa-
know.
you'll finish it.
Yeah.
You'll finish it. You'll get the menopause stuff. But Ange was also the younger wife.
Yes.
So there's, a lot of things to relate to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The younger wife, who I loved.
She's cute.
She's darling.
And we had this conversation earlier today because you were talking about how, a woman will divorce her husband because this I can't have a relationship with this man. This man is, not someone that you would have a relationship with. So you get divorced. And then he meets somebody and then all of a sudden it's like, well, how did she make a relationship work with him? And how did she bring out the best in him?
Yeah.
And there's a part in the show where the ex-wife is looking at photos and she's like, wow, he's really happy in these pictures and like sees a happiness
sees it.
that he didn't have with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that's what I kept thinking. I was like, oh my God, you have to watch 4 seasons. You have to watch
Because
4
I'm the
seasons.
second wife too.
You are.
Yeah. And I'm way funner. But I'm the second wife because you have to have a starter marriage.
Right.
Well, don't say that. I'm 21 years in and I'm
you
marriage
guys
number
are a
1.
unicorn, honestly.
Yeah.
But my mom says they're like pancakes. You got to throw the first one out.
Was your mom married before?
She was. Yes.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I think I did know that.
She was
Yeah.
very quickly.
Was your dad?
Yes.
Okay.
He was. Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. They were both.
Well, so were my parents, but then they ended up remarrying each other.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
So that's funny.
It doesn't happen for everybody.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
And Randy's my first marriage.
Yes.
But I'm his second.
yeah.
Okay, I was married for a second to somebody else. Ironically, his name is also Mike.
Oh, perfect.
Well, that's easy.
Easy peasy. I have a friend, my friend Leanna, married 2 Todds. We're like Todd 1 or Todd 2. Like when she talks about
Oh,
stuff.
that's so funny.
Yeah.
But no kids with Todd 1.
No.
Yeah.
No. No. She was barely married to him. He doesn't
I
really
mean, Todd isn't as a common name as Mike. Like,
Yeah.
No, Mike is everything because you'd be like old Mike, bald Mike, bearded Mike, fat Mike, skinny Mike.
everybody in my family is named Mike.
There's all
swear to God.
So you always nickname
Yes.
the Mike.
Yes,
What
we
do you,
do.
How can you nickname Mike?
So we've got
Michael?
so the oldest Mike is Doc
Because he's a dentist.
because he was a dentist,
Okay,
and then Mike, my husband, is Mike, and then our son is Mikey.
Okay.
And then my sister-in-law is dating a Mike also.
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
What do we
so
call him?
We call him Teal's Mike.
Okay.
Then Mike's best friend is Mike, and so we call him by his last name.
Okay.
Or his full name. So he's Mike Kelly. So we either call him Kelly. Sometimes we call him Shrek.
That's not kind, but okay.
But yeah, so the Mike K.
Okay.
But no, there's lots of Mikes in our life. Yeah, a lot of Mikes.
Yeah.
I can't get away from it. Maybe it's me.
It's you.
It's
You
me.
attract
I mean,
Mikes.
I attract Mikes.
Yeah. Glow Medical Spa is Mid-Michigan's premier med spa for skin rejuvenation and anti-aging. The trained nurses and estheticians at Glow specialize in non-invasive facial aesthetics such as toxins, fillers, and lasers. Glow is ranked in the top 1% of all providers in the U.S. for Botox and filler, as well as Black Diamond Icon status for HydraFacial.
Glow Body specializes in body contouring with N-Sculpt Neo, Emcella, weight loss clinic, and therapeutic massage. Book an appointment today at glow-skinspa.com. I think I have questions. Hold on, let me find my phone. Only a couple. Do you have questions?
I don't.
Okay.
I've had a
You
week.
you did.
I can't. I could maybe come up with a couple.
Off the cuff. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think I made some. Hold, please. Okay. Do you have a best I'm in menopause excuse that you've ever used? So like if something happened and you're like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm in menopause.
Ooh,
Boy.
that's a good one.
I don't, but I have some other excuses I've used. Like my brother just died, so I know that's horrible.
For real?
Well, it was a while ago. But
It was a while ago, but it was during menopause, so I did use it.
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That's terrible.
I'm sorry, I didn't. That probably like he probably thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's laughing
But
upstairs.
I
Yeah.
didn't mean to.
Yeah.
But no, I don't have like I'm
No.
I don't. I never used it.
I'm gonna use it. I'm not. It's not even
I mean,
really,
to be
except my
truthful,
blood bomb every once in a while.
I
but-
did use it with Mike, like with just relation, like not understanding like what I was going through. I'm like, I'm in menopause. Like, I don't have an excuse for what's going on, but this is what is going on.
Yeah, totally.
But nothing.
Do you want to use one of your old questions on
Yeah.
that?
Yes. What do you got on that?
Let me look. Hold on. Keep going.
Okay. What's one thing all women need to know about menopause before it starts?
Take your hormone levels now.
Yes.
Find out what you are before you start going through
Baseline.
Get a baseline right away.
I completely agree.
That's
so I know that I don't need estrogen yet, or what's the other one?
Progesterone.
Or progesterone.
Progesterone, yeah.
I don't need that yet.
And they go
Yes.
hand in hand. You can't
They
have
do.
one without the other.
Okay.
Correct, yes.
So, but I am strictly on testosterone. So then when I went to the OB, they're like, oh, are you on HRT? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, what do you take? And I was like, testosterone. They're like, yeah, no. And I'm like, what do you mean? Yeah, no. And they're like, that's not what we consider HRT.
Hormone replacement.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're like, no. But,
I mean,
but
they
they're like,
just-
it's good.
but
It's good that you need to know.
Yeah.
And
But
you're on that.
testosterone is a hormone.
It is.
It is.
So that's why I automatically thought it fit in
Yeah.
that category, but it does not.
Yeah.
So FYI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the question again?
One thing all women need to know before menopause starts.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what
That
would
be my
you
one
say?
thing. What would
I
you think?
I think that's great.
That's
get your baseline blood tested.
Get it.
I had my girls who are not even 20. My daughter will turn 20 this summer. Get their baseline blood tested last summer, like a whole panel.
That's
like with,
brilliant.
With concierge medicine, and she just went back last week. I had her go last Friday when she was home, and I was like, get it done this summer. Let's every year you're home.
Yes.
Yep.
Just so you know
Yes.
where your levels are.
Yeah.
But the great thing is about where we go is it's, you know, hey, I'm not just putting you on all these meds to like, you know, make money or whatever. The supplements that I think you need to have in your life.
Sure.
Right? And what's great, and it's great when it's like, oh, you know, because my husband's sponsored by some supplement companies, and I'm like, oh, hey, I take this. I know it's good for me. It's completely gluten free. Da da da. And she's like, yeah, no, those are great. Those are wonderful for you.
she's
to
not
be
trying
on.
to just push
She's not
her
trying to
stuff.
make money off of
Yeah,
you.
right.
You know, but it's just good to know like the supplements that you need, because it's easy to have Instagram and the internet tell you need things.
Right.
And then now you're taking stuff that's combating each other.
Right.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's not working because
Yeah.
you're taking something else, or the dosage is wrong.
Right.
Well, there's no true biomarker except your blood.
Right.
Yes.
And if you can test that against anything else that you may be dealing with,
Right.
then it's going to tell you the true story.
Yeah.
Oh my God, did you see? What was the chick that she went to jail and she created the thing where you were supposed
Oh,
to like.
Elizabeth.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Oh my God. What's her last name?
It's not Thorn.
No, but she created.
Wait, what did she create it?
She created the test.
That was like the blood thing.
yeah.
When she went to
Yes,
prison.
yes,
'cause,
yes.
like,
The-
yeah. So she's out now.
The apple.
Yeah. Oh, she is.
She's
How many
out.
kids does she have?
I don't know.
And
But
she's married.
she's married, and he is developing the
Oh
exact
my
same thing.
Stop it. But this time it's going to be
But
real.
what was it? It was like Theos or
Theranos.
Theranos.
Yeah,
Theranos.
Theranos.
Elizabeth, what? You're supposed to be Googling these things, people.
Theranos. And they were supposed to be in
Holmes.
every wall.
Ha!
like Walgreens.
Beat you to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Walgreens
Brain working.
didn't even do the research.
No, they just
No.
signed
Well,
up
she was
for
in a
it.
relationship with one of her researchers. Is that who she ended up marrying?
No, this is a
No.
completely different
No, she
dude.
married somebody else.
Researcher / investor.
Yes.
was who she had that relationship
Yes,
with.
that older guy.
Yeah, Indian guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
And
this
now
is a
she's
completely
marrying
different
somebody
dude,
else.
and he's basically kind of developing a blood thing right now.
Oh my God.
So
How
Zero
fun.
credibility.
Right. So the story continues.
The thing that I saw, on the old gram, the pages, which is
Yeah.
totally legit, but they had a full like spreadsheet, and she looked darling. It looked like it was an architectural digest.
I wonder if
It
she got her
wasn't, but it
voice
looked
back.
cute. Well, she didn't talk. It was just
So that was her fake voice with her
Her black
Apple outfit.
Yes.
Yes.
Because she emulated Steve Jobs.
Yes.
Yes. So Chris was, he did an article for a Detroit business magazine, and they did like a whole like write up on him. And sometimes I don't really think they, do all of their fact checking, because they said that I was his co-host on his podcast.
Well, you were for
We did an
wine
episode.
thing.
Oh no, this was like the Be Alive podcast.
Oh, okay.
But they kind of just like crossed,
Yeah.
information into like morphed it into one thing. But so he's like talking about like, oh, that's not right and this isn't right. And I go, can we just talk about the most important thing about this entire article and all these photos? And he's like, what? And I go, the one that I'm in, I look hot. So I'm totally into it. It's fine. I don't care what they say.
That's all that matters.
That was all that mattered.
That's
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
all that matters. Yeah.
Perfect. What Detroit magazine?
It's
Like
on my desk.
Cranes?
I'll show it to you. I don't like Detroit business something.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
No, it was great. And they have like all these great articles about all these business entrepreneurs and just people who are killing it like in their 30s
Yeah.
in the Detroit area. It's a great magazine. And I was just like, well, I just care that I look hot in the photos.
Yeah,
This is great.
there you go.
He's like, I submitted so many photos of our family, all this stuff. And he's like, this is one you use. And I was like, perfect. You're like, this is great. I love it.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
I know, this
And
was
how long
so
are you
fun.
here till?
I leave Thursday morning.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, tell everybody, where can we buy the book? What is all the things? Where
How
can
can
we
we
follow
follow
you?
you?
And
Okay, so you can follow me. Well, you can buy the book, for the ebook on Amazon, and you can buy the paper book on my website. And the website is either my name or the name of the book.
Okay.
Is Here Comes Menopause. And then, of course, my name is ridiculously long, but angeliqueapasaglia.com. They both point to the same place. And then you can follow me at the same name on Instagram and Facebook.
so does
it.
Here Comes Menopause have its own Instagram, or is it just you?
It is in the working of making
Okay,
that. Yes.
got it.
So we'll link it.
Yes,
Based
we'll have
on-
all the
yeah.
things.
Katie's advice.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yes. I have to get a little bit more social media.
Savvy.
Yes.
We're going to make it happen.
Yes.
Put yourself out there, because this is, I'm telling you, anybody over 40 wants to hear all these things. And even the chicks in their 30s are like, okay, what am I preparing for?
Right.
And so it's funny that you say that, because I've had some women in their 30s that I work with in my actual industry come up to me and say that they want to know more about this. They are, because they're hearing what we're talking
Yes.
about,
Yes.
and they know it's coming. Because it always, it's not like, oh, I don't need that book. You need to
need
read
it.
it. Like
You need it
everybody,
now.
we're all
Yeah.
going to go through this. You
And
can't
get your
avoid
markers now.
Yes.
If you know where they are right now,
Yes.
what if you're somebody
Be
who goes
prepared.
into it early?
Yeah.
I wish I was more prepared. I really
Yeah.
do. I wish I knew more then than I do now. And I'm sorry that I had to go through what I went through getting the information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least I have it, and I want to share it with people. And
Yes.
just keep trying. Don't give up.
Right.
Try to feel better. Get your relationship in check with feeling better.
Yes.
But
And be thankful to people like Ange who
Yes.
did all of the research, so
Yes.
it's less for other people.
Well, and I'm thankful for friends like you guys who, you are kind of like the stepping stone where I go, okay, now I got it. I have my little rule book and what I'm going to do
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
into the future.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
yeah, it's important.
I love
Oh, yay. I'm so happy you were here.
Me too.
Yes.
Thank you for having me. It
All right.
means a lot, especially for you too. I mean, you
thank
guys
you.
both know I love you so much.
Oh, thanks. All right, everybody buy the book. Here Comes Menopause.